really don't want to start it. I'm scared I'm not gonna like it. This is gonna be a fun video because this book has been hyped up so much on everything. BookTube, Bookstagram, BookTok, Reels, like literally everywhere. You cannot miss this book. You literally can't. It's everywhere right now. I'm gonna be reading the Song of Achilles in this vlog. I know nothing about this book. Not a single thing. I know there's Greek mythology in it because, well, I know that people say it's really sad, so I'm expecting to be sad, but I'm not sure what happens. I don't even know the characters besides I'm guessing Achilles is in it. I literally know zip. I will say I am a FOMO reader. If there is a book that everyone is talking about, I kind of want to pick it up because I want to see why everyone is raving about it. So, am I excited to read this? Not really, because I don't even really like Greek mythology, but yes, because I just want to see why it's so hyped up. Let's just get right into this vlog. Good morning. It is October 2nd on a Saturday. I am headed into work. I'm gonna stay at the gym pretty much all day, but that'll give me time to read. I'm really excited. But today is also my mom's birthday, so after the gym, Dobie and I are gonna go to my mom's house and hang out there. But I think I will just do percent updates, so when I'm like 10%, 20, 30, a lot of little updates. Yeah, that's it. I'm a little sleepy, so I'm gonna go eat some breakfast. Look, there's the boy. We're going to the gym. Okay. Is it normal to be like kind of scared to start this book? Because it's just so many people's like favorite. I like really don't want to start it. I'm scared I'm not gonna like it. I just want to say I'm only on chapter 1 and his dad is a dick. So I just finished chapter 2 and I'm sensing daddy issues. All I'm getting right now is that his dad is a dick. And chapter 2 was set when he was 9 years old, so I just know that he's kind of awkward, but that's about it right now. So I'm gonna read a little bit more, update you guys, and then take a break to go work out. Okay, I just finished chapter 4 and I'm gonna pause here. In chapter 4, Patroclus just had his first like real interaction with Achilles. Okay, it's me editing. I just really quick want to say I never said why Patroclus and Achilles like ended up meeting at all. Patroclus was exiled from his kingdom because he accidentally killed another boy his age, so it was either death or being exiled, and his dad exiled him. Patroclus was exiled to Achilles' kingdom, where like a lot of foster boys and exilers are. Patroclus kind of has, since he's an ex-prince now, he was an exiled prince, he kind of has this resentment towards Achilles, but even though that he has resentment, Achilles makes it hard for Patroclus to dislike him. He's jealous that Achilles is a prince because he used to be a prince, but he sees how well liked Achilles is and is kind of jealous, you know? So, just wanted to clear that up because I completely did not say that. He was like very entranced with Achilles while they were at a music lesson. So now I kind of know where it's going. I did like not skim, I just peeked at the next chapter, and I think the rest of the book now is going to be a lot more dialogue and a lot more attention on them together. So the first like 4 chapters were definitely just you in Patroclus's head. It's a little bit later in the day. I'm still only like 12% in the book, so not very far, but I'm sitting down. I'm gonna lay down for a little bit, read for like 20 minutes, maybe 30. Achilles is so cute. He was waiting for him. He walked for hours. Oh, I'm really liking their relationship. I'm about 25% of the way through. I'm gonna stop for today. I don't want to read it too quickly. I kind of want this to be over like the next 4 days. So I'm gonna pause, but Patroclus and Achilles are training with Chiron, the centaur. I think they've been there for 2 years now, so they've just gotten done training with him, or they are training with him, like learning the wilderness, how to hunt for your food, how to cook your food, how to kind of hibernate in a cave. It's very interesting to see the dynamic between them, because Achilles' mom is very uptight and wants him to be a god, and Patroclus is kind of like the underwhelming, awkward prince, and it's a good dynamic. I'm really enjoying it so far. But oh, there's Dobie. Oh, did you just steal my spot? Anyway, so I am done for today. I will see you guys tomorrow. My stomach is growling. I'm very hungry. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. It's October 4th. I did not film anything yesterday. This whole weekend was kind of a big family weekend for me, so I spent like the whole weekend at my parents' house, and it was too hectic at my parents' house to update y'all, but I did read another 20%, so I'm like 40% of the way through now. I'm gonna go drink some coffee and wake up, and then I will give an update because I need to wake up. I'm struggling a little bit right now. I've kind of got that caffeine headache. Update you guys in a bit. Okay, same day still October 4th. I'm about to go work out, and then after my workout, I'm gonna head home, then go get my nails done because they're a little old. Still need to gather my thoughts on what I've read so far. My main question for this book is like, why do people, I can already tell that it's a sad book. Like, just the way that the voice and tone of this main character, Patroclus, is, it's just kind of depressing, and I want to know why people in general, or like TikTok or Reels on Instagram, why it's so popular to read sad books. Like, what is the deal? Like, do people just like to cry? Is that what it is? Like, are we just a community of emotional people? Like, I don't get why, because I can already tell it's gonna make me sad at the end. I'm loving the relationship between Achilles and Patroclus. Why am I looking forward to figuring out why I'm gonna cry, you know? Why is that a thing? I don't know, it's just depressing. I don't want to be depressed, but anyway, I'm gonna go work out. Workout is over. I feel really good. I always feel a lot better after a workout and a lot more energetic. Where did I end up last night? I'm on page 151. I'm taking my reading slow on this book. I don't want to rush it. Again, this weekend was full family time for me, so I didn't get to read a lot. I read like 50 pages yesterday, but let's see. I don't want to give anything away. I don't want to spoil it, obviously. Basically, Achilles has proven to his mother and father that Patroclus and him are in it for the long run. Like, he will do anything for Patroclus, and I think that's new for Patroclus. He's never had someone do that, so every time Achilles is showing this kind of affection or showing this kind of loyalty to Patroclus, he's like loving it. He's soaking it up, and I love that for them. I will say one really funny comment on the YouTube audiobook, and the very first comment on the one that I'm listening to is like, historians will say this is the best friendship. We all know they ain't just friends. Oh my god, I gotta sneeze. It's just kind of depressing the way that Patroclus talks about his life. He seems down in the dumps all the time, and he just thinks of himself as so much lesser than everyone. It's not that it's a sad, like, nothing sad has happened, but it's the tone of voice that you can tell he has towards himself, and you can just tell that he's not proud of himself. Alrighty, I'm at my nail salon. So this is what they look like before. I'll show you the after. It's a light pink, but do you see like how much gappage there is? I wish I could like kind of be antisocial when I went in there and put in headphones to listen to my book, but I really love my nail salon people, so I'm not gonna do that to them. I don't want to be mean. All right, nails are done. I was the only person in there, so they got me in and out pretty fast, but it's like a gold shimmery. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of like a grandma color, because on the camera it looks really gold, but it's more pink. I don't really have anything good or bad to say about this book yet. I'm loving the relationship between Achilles and Patroclus, like besties, and I love it. And there's obviously the hint of emotional attachment that they both have to each other. I really haven't gotten anywhere yet. I think they're about to go to war, but I'm not sure with who. Patroclus was like sworn under oath to basically fight in this war when he was like 9 years old, so like he might just have to go and do it, so I'm not sure. I'm now going to back to the gym and I'm going to read while I'm there, probably for like a good hour to 2 hours of reading because I have the time. So I'm like 70% of the way through now. I'm kind of whispering because there's a lot of people out there. So I'm about 70% of the way through, and you know, they're so cute. The way that Madeline Miller is writing their friendship, their companions, they play games together, they hang out together. I always forget how young they are too. Like right now, even 70% of the way through, they're only 16 years old. And Achilles is expected to be Greek's greatest warrior, like of all time, because he's half god, half mortal. So like, it's just, there's so much pressure on Achilles, and Patroclus is just like, I'll love him anyway. I don't care how many people he kills. I don't care what he does. I'll love him no matter what. And like, just, I think this is a book that I will have to reread and highlight because there are some really good quotes in here, just from Patroclus's thoughts, I guess. Everything he says is very relatable. Like you can relate it to friendships or family dynamics or your own relationships or your partner. Achilles is a really great warrior. He's a good soldier, and Patroclus is not. Patroclus is just kind of like, I'll stay here, you go do your job, but like come back to me please. There's this big prophecy that Achilles is supposed to die during this war, and Patroclus is having a lot of anxiety about that. I do just want to say, Achilles' mom, such a fucking bitch. Such a bitch. And I will also say that it is hard to picture sometimes, obviously, like with in general, like even fantasy books, it's hard to picture the way some characters are described. Like his mom is described as very pale, very tall, dark long hair, very narrow black eyes, and if you look up, like she's a, what is it called, a nymph? Is that what it is? I forgot what she is, but she's a goddess of sorts. And if you look her like title up, it gives kind of a good description of what she looks like, but I don't know, sometimes my imagination doesn't go that far. So far, I'm surprised at how many people love this book, and I understand it is a beautiful book. I am adoring the relationship between the two characters, but I don't know why it's so hyped up, and I'm kind of waiting for that like moment where I'm like, oh, this is it. It's just really good, but I wouldn't say like this is like my top book, you know, I wouldn't say that. So that's how I feel about it right now, but I will see you guys in the next clip. Oh my god, look how pretty that is, the sunset. Okay, I just got home. I'm walking inside carrying my laptop. This is kind of dangerous. I have to open the garage, so let me put the camera down. And who is this sweet boy? I do just want to touch on Achilles really quick, just his character. I think that I'll split the review that I'm doing up in just like characters and plot a little bit, but Achilles as a character is, I love him. Okay. Some of the reviews that I've read on, it's a little lopsided, just bear with me. Some of the reviews that I've read on Achilles in general are like, he's really stuck up and he's really two-faced, and I saw that somewhere and I was like, I don't see that at all. I think he is only stuck up because he's half god and mortal, like, and you've been told your whole life. This dude is 16 right now. He's been told his whole life that he's gonna be the greatest Greek warrior there is. Like, no shit, he has a big head, but he's very sweet. He's got a big heart for Patroclus. He knows he's good at what he does. He's good at killing people. He's a good warrior. He's good at war. He's very skilled. He's humble about it. It's not like he's rubbing it in everyone's face. He just knows. He's like, yeah, I'm really good at this. And he just flat out says it. And I appreciate that. And I think the big turning point for Achilles and Patroclus was when he went to training with Chiron, a centaur. They basically spent like 2 years in the forest, like living in this cave with a centaur, kind of just learn how to live in the wilderness. They were meant to go to train, like to be like train as warriors, but they basically just learned how to hunt and fish and pick berries. And that like 2 years while they did that, there was a lot of growth in between the two boys, and you saw that a lot because it was from ages like 13 to 15. And then after they did training with Chiron, they came home to the palace, and Achilles' dad was like, hey, we're going to war, because there was some wife who was stolen. Like Troy stole this wife. I don't know. Something, I kind of was, the lines were blurred there for me. His dad was like, hey, you're supposed to be the best warrior there is, so you're gonna do this war. Achilles' mom was like, no, he's not. So she basically sent him to this island with a palace on it and was like, you're gonna stay hidden here as a girl. Patroclus was like, well, I'm coming with you. So he kind of snuck his way to the island. There was a really weird scene, 2 or 3 scenes with a daughter of the king on that island. It was really weird. I didn't really like that part though. Okay, I have the hiccups, but I'm gonna read. Brock and I just watched a show for like an hour, but I'm gonna read for probably like another hour and then go to bed. So I will update you guys in the morning with more details. Okay, it is the next day. I need to wake up, but I did end up reading a little bit last night. Only like 30 more pages. I think I'm like 75% of the way through right now. And they've been at war for like 10 years almost. And I find it really interesting because they're kind of enjoying the war. Like Patroclus has gotten really comfortable. So basically every day they go out, they fight, but they pause for festivals. They pause the war for festivals and like events and bad weather. They go out, they kill a few people, then they come back, and then it's like a barbecue. Like they just sit around the campfire basically. Okay, I just cleaned for like an hour, but that means I got to listen to my book for about an hour. And I do listen on like 1.5 speed or 1.75 speed because I think it's so slow on normal. But I don't even know what page number I'm on now because I listened to it, but wow, so much just happened. Let me just tell y'all. So basically, I can never say his name, Agamemnon, the head, he's supposed to be like the top general of this war with the Trojans. They're in like year 10 now of this war with Troy, and Agamemnon is the head general of the Greeks that are fighting against Troy. Agamemnon and Achilles do not get along, but they're fighting the same war. Achilles right now, it's been 10 years of him just fighting and defeating the Troy army or whatever. And he's having a really hard time now distancing himself from normal people. Patroclus has noticed, like you can tell in his voice, he's like, Achilles, he has too much pride right now. He's being really arrogant and he's basically refusing to fight in the war, but he is not fighting in the war until Agamemnon basically kneels to Achilles. So Achilles is like, wants the power. He wants the reputation of being the greatest, and since Agamemnon is technically above him, it's this big power dynamic that they're going through. So Patroclus is now, he just begged Achilles to go save his people because they're really like losing the war. Troy like broke into their walls. Patroclus was like begging Achilles, like on his knees, tears like falling down his face, like, please go save your people, you're the only one who can. And Achilles was like, sorry, you can ask me anything else, but I will not do that. Patroclus was like, fine, if you won't do that, let me put on your armor and go out there and just have your soldiers think that you're fighting with them. All right, so I decided not to read anymore yet. I think I'm gonna wait till I get home tonight to finish reading, because I know the next stretch of reading that I do, I will finish the book, but I don't want to end up crying at work at my desk, and I have a feeling I will, because what just happened was kind of crazy, like with Patroclus taking Achilles' spot in the war. So I'm a little like nervous, and I don't want to end up crying here at work. I'm gonna finish it. I'll update in the morning. Okay, I finished the Song of Achilles last night by Madeline Miller. Let me tell you guys a little bit about the ending of the book, but just please don't watch this if you haven't read it. Let's start from where Patroclus died, okay? So Patroclus was dressed as Achilles in his armor. He was going out to fight for his people, but showing that like Achilles was fighting for his people even though that it was Patroclus. And Patroclus was in his armor, Achilles' armor, and his armor fell off. Troy's greatest leader, Hector, Achilles, like throughout the whole 10 years of this war, Achilles was supposed to kill Hector. Like that was the prophecy, but if the prophecy was that if Achilles killed Hector or if Hector died at all, that meant that Achilles was gonna die. But the prophecy didn't say that Patroclus was gonna get killed by Hector, which obviously means that Achilles wants to avenge his death. Patroclus's body was brought back to the camp, and Achilles was obviously distraught and weeping, crying over his body, just saying his name over and over again. There's a lot of like guilt there because he should have been the one out there fighting. What made me upset, because I felt for Achilles in some way, is that the guilt, like the pages after Patroclus's death, that part made me tear up, and that part made me really upset because the way it's said, you can just see Achilles is like defeated. Achilles doesn't want to continue without Patroclus, but he continues to fight in the war. He decides like, okay, well, I need to kill Hector. So he kills Hector. Still, that didn't make him feel better, obviously. So his last kill, he kind of just gave up. He killed this very well-known soldier, turned around to leave, and didn't like escape in time because I think he was just over it, and someone from like a watchtower shot an arrow at him and he died. And Achilles' like dying wish or last wish was to be buried with Patroclus, like their ashes buried together. Basically, Achilles is buried with Patroclus's ashes, but there's a statue and memorial built only for Achilles, not Patroclus. So Patroclus's name was never acknowledged and his soul never passed on to the afterlife. But Achilles' soul did, because he has a memorial built for him and he was recognized and passed on, but Patroclus was not. And this, again, I don't know the time frame, but Achilles' mother comes to visit for weeks or months or years. I'm not quite sure how long it is, but Achilles' mother visits the memorial every single day. And during that, Patroclus, since he's like a floating soul, and since Achilles' mom is a goddess, they communicate. And Patroclus tells her every single memory, every single adventure, everything that him and Achilles did, and like why he loved Achilles. At the very end of the book, like the last page, she ends up writing Patroclus's name on the memorial so he can pass on too. It's really sweet. She was a bitch the whole book. She was such a bitch, but she pulled through in the end. I rated it 4.5 out of 5 stars. And I only took 0.5 away. It would have been 5 stars, but I wanted more. And I don't know how better to say that. There was a lot of telling and not a lot of showing on the relationship aspect of the boys. I wanted more of them. I wanted more. Maybe it's just because I'm so used to like fucking romance books that I'm like, where's the love? You know, like where's the love? I wanted more of it. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm very happy I listened to it too. I think I listened and read it, so I did read most of it, but when I was in the car I listened to it, and when I was cleaning like the other day in the gym I was listening to it. I think it helps to listen because I can hear the names a little bit better. If you're someone who's not into Greek mythology but you want to give this book a chance, I think you should get the audiobook. It's free on YouTube. There's a lot more to this book than just being sad. It is a sad book, but that is not the only aspect to this book. So that is it for now. I will see you guys in the next video. If you want to follow me on social media, it's all linked down below. I also have my Amazon wish list if you want to send me your favorite book. Everything is down in the description below. And I am going to do a 5,000 subscriber giveaway. So if you want to subscribe, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so then you can be there for when I do the giveaway. Bye-bye.